Is a standing desk right for you? Have you considered getting an adjustable height desk to help you with a back, a hip, or a knee problem? In this video, I'll be giving you my honest physical therapist review about the Tresanti Adjustable Standing Desk. Now, first, let me tell you some features about this. This thing is 47 inches wide, 25 inches deep, and it adjusts from 25 inches on the low end to 47 inches on the high end. That was the bottom where it was at, and I'm holding the button to take it all the way to the top so that you can see exactly how high it goes. And I'm sitting in a pretty standard height chair here. So once I stand up, it's at the upper stomach, almost my chest level. Now this desk features a glass top that is dry erase compatible. So in case you need to write some notes on there, it completely erases if you need it to. The table is of course rectangular shape, but it's got this curved edge right here so that you can get closer and have the table surround you a bit more. The controls here are touch, so you hit the up arrow to go up, the down arrow to go down. This is a timer function that adds time. Haven't quite been able to figure it out, but it's supposed to be a timer so that it tells you to stand up or move around whenever the timer goes off. H1, H2, and 3 mean height 1, 2, and 3, and so this is a memory that it has. So if you just hit H1, it takes you to a height that you preset. Once you figure out a height that you want, you just hold down the H1 or 2 or 3 button, and it'll remember that height so that you can quickly go back to where you were before. This does do wireless charging on this little circle here. You can see a little light lit up here. And we've also got the ability to charge using the USB cord, using a USB cord on the attachments here on the side. Just like that. And it's got 2 ports so that you can charge 2 things at a time. And this button here locks the table so that in case you put your hand here, it doesn't accidentally adjust the table like it might if you just put your hand on the table. And of course you've got that digital display of the height in inches behind the glass, which I think is pretty cool. Now assembly of this took me about 10 to 15 minutes. It pretty much was screwing on the legs and making sure that it was sturdy. And this is a quite sturdy table. It doesn't move very easily, doesn't creak or make much sounds. And it does have a single pretty large drawer with built-in dividers to keep your pens, pencils, writing tools. And this side is big enough to fit even large pieces of paper as well as any other belongings that you want to store in there. The railing on the drawer is quite smooth. It just has an awesome feel and it just kind of settles in. It doesn't hit the back really hard. This is a very well-built tempered glass adjustable height table. Let me tell you the pros. So like I said, it's a very sturdy built table. I don't feel like I'm gonna knock it over very easily, and I'm a bigger guy, so I feel like I have a tendency to push things and stretch things and kind of bump into things, and this table feels like it can keep up with me just fine. The controls are very easy to operate. I like the lock feature as well. And I like the memory so that you can quickly get to the height that you need to. This wireless charging option we have been using so much here in the office. I actually never wirelessly charge any of my devices because I didn't have one of these. So this has been a nice add-on. And of course, having the ports here to charge your other devices is nice. And the drawer that it comes with is so roomy. It's much bigger than I thought it was initially in the picture. Now, as far as cons or drawbacks for this table, I was only able to find this table in white, and it doesn't match the decor of our office, which isn't a deal breaker, especially given that I'm a physical therapist and this is a physical therapy clinic office. So having stuff like this is appropriate, even if it doesn't match, it's not a big deal. And if you're, of course, dealing with a back problem, a hip or a knee problem, you're probably not going to care as much that it matches. I mean, maybe you do, but that could be something that you need to take into consideration. The size of the desk for me and for our needs here in the office, it's quite adequate. We do have bigger desks in our office for certain positions where we need dual monitors, and we decided that this wouldn't be a good option for that, but just fitting a laptop or a single monitor on here works quite well. And the other problem that I found is that mice, a computer mouse that has the little red light right here, doesn't work well on the glass. You just can't make it work. You need a mouse pad or a piece of paper or something to move your mouse on. Otherwise, the glass doesn't let it work right. Now, this desk comes in at between $350 and $450 US. And you know, these days it's on the pricier side for a standing desk, but I remember the days not too long ago when it was $2,000 for a standing desk. So in my eyes, this is quite affordable, well-made desk. I think this is going to last us a very long time. Well worth the price, especially if you're looking at helping yourself out from a back, a hip, or a knee problem. The cost of this desk is going to save you a lot in visits to the doctor and medications and injections and other potential procedures, plus the quality of life that will reduce if you're not taking care of yourself if you're stuck with a desk job. Now, let me give you my honest opinion about the Tresanti Adjustable Height Desk. I absolutely love it. I am probably going to get another one at some point. I love the standing feature and being able to adjust and work at different heights depending on what I'm doing, how I'm feeling. And I like that I can move my body, most importantly, as a physical therapist and somebody who's giving people with problems recommendations on exercises and movement. I've recommended this desk to some of my patients and coached them up on exercises that they can do, which I'm going to share with you. If you're suffering from a back problem, like a lower back problem, an easy exercise that you can do, if you get this desk as high as it can go, or at least about elbow height. For me, it's going to be as high as it can go. But right there, it hits my elbows. It goes even higher than that. And if you lean on the desk and suck your abs in and squeeze your butt muscles, tighten up your glutes, and get these abdominal muscles to contract. You're doing a pelvic tilt is what we call this, and you're sucking in your abs. That right there, with your elbows bearing down on the table, allows you to take pressure off your back. So I will tell people that have lower back problems like back arthritis, disc herniations, stenosis in their lower back, to do this on a consistent basis, especially if they have a table this height, where they just stand however they want, feet about even apart, and then tighten the glutes and suck in the abs and hold it there for anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds, even a minute if they can tolerate it. And the point is to get these muscles tired and these muscles tired, because then they'll get stronger over time and you'll offload the back joints and get pressure off the back muscles as well. Another great exercise you can do for hip and knee problems, and this one doesn't matter so much the height that you're at, like the abdominal one, but generally you'll be doing this in standing, of course. So you want the desk at the height that you use it for standing, but you can do glute squeezes from here. So let's say you're at the computer just like this. You would tighten up your buns, do that pelvic tilt again, but you're not bearing down like with the abdominal exercise. You're just holding your glutes tight. And once you get comfortable doing that tightening back here, then you can keep going with your work. And the more time you could spend doing this without using the muscles in the front of your thighs, it alleviates many hip problems and many knee problems. And that allows you to work your glute muscles, which during the day, if you have a desk job, you're sitting on your glute muscles, which is doing the opposite of strengthening them. You're not using them at all, and then you're smashing them with your body weight on top of that, which makes them get weaker over time. And if you spend 8+ hours a day, 40+ hours a week sitting on your glutes, you need to get good glute activation in order to make sure that they remain active, that they're ready to be used when you need them, and that they're taking pressure off your hip and knee joints. So doing an exercise like this periodically throughout the day can tremendously help alleviate hip and knee pressure that sets up hip and knee problems. A way that you can advance that glute squeezing exercise to make your glutes work even harder is doing a little squat hold. So again, in a standing position just like this, you would do that same motion where you tighten up your glutes, but now get in a squat position with your knees out and drop your body just a bit and make sure that your glutes are working here and not your thighs on the front. Hold it there for 10, 20, 30 seconds or more if you can, and make the buns work very well. Let me show you what my feet are doing here. So my feet are kind of angled out about hip or shoulder width apart. Then my knees are going to go outwards over my toes or even a little bit out from my toes. And then I'm going to tighten up my glutes, suck in my abs, and hold it there and just make sure that these muscles on the front of my thighs and hips are not working harder than these muscles back here. Glutes need to be the most active muscle here. If you feel like you can work from here, great. It might just be a little short break you take from your work to fire these muscles, and then once you feel like they're awake and a little tired, then you can get back to doing whatever you were doing on the table. Hey, I hope this video was helpful for you. If you're thinking about getting a desk like this, you can find a link for it from Amazon in the description below. You can also find a bunch of playlists for different back, hip, and knee problems. They're videos that we make here on this channel, which, by the way, if you're finding me for the first time here, my name is Dr. David. I'm a specialist physical therapist, and I own the company El Paso Manual Physical Therapy. And we make helpful videos with tips, advice, stretches, and exercises for a variety of conditions. Please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel so that you don't miss out on any of the helpful videos we post each and every week. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.